Hmm. Get in here. They can do it. It's just, do they want to?
Yeah, man.
Anyways, Modern Warfare 2 comes out tomorrow, so yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Fuck you, Chris.
That's crazy because remember when everybody was like boycott Activision, sexual assault.
Oh
and
man, these fake boycotts.
You tell them, but
that was a dumb thing. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we are live. Planet Xbox episode 125. I still hear myself, but please chat. Let me know if you hear an echo, or if that's just me. If you guys don't hear an echo, I'm fine. But if you do hear an echo, I need to find out where it's coming from.
Yo, this new layout's clean.
Yes, welcome to Planet Xbox. Hopefully, it encourages, inspires me to keep recording gameplay because I'm going to have to with this new layout.
Although I feel like you need something. Why is the planet? Why is it? What's in the top? Does it say Planet Xbox?
Xbox.
Why is it so tiny?
I don't know. But here, tell me which one's better, right? Because I can change it.
That thing's tiny, dude. Like I can't read that. Even if my shit full. Yeah, it does say Planet Xbox, but it's so tiny.
But which one would you recommend? This one or this one? Even though you're gonna.
I'll have to see it when it switches. It hasn't switched yet.
So you see it now?
Make it. Put that there, but make it bigger.
So the logo should be, so next week, because this is like a
make the logo bigger there in that white spot.
In that white spot, right? Yeah. But then again, I guess they were trying to predict how many people would actually fit, right? And
but that's gonna go down, not up, right? We only have like 4 to 5 people ever on here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I put that. Oh, why do I sound loud? I'm like way far away from my microphone.
Yeah.
Do I sound loud to you guys?
You sound like you normally sound, but then again, I don't listen to the podcast afterwards.
You don't, dude. I've listened to a couple of our shows, but I would say put the Planet Xbox symbol up a little bit and then make it bigger.
All right,
like put it up.
I'm gonna need you guys to DM me all your Twitter handles because I'll have that going across the bottom. The only thing I'm afraid about doing that is for when some of you guys, when people either stop showing up or like. No, I'm talking about on the actual screen though. Like how this.
I was just saying, wait, can you just pull up the Planet Xbox thing? Just click the little eye thing and boom, right there.
I gotta send it to the person that made this.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. Like they're gonna embed it. You're not gonna.
Yeah. I want to make it a part of the actual.
Okay, I get you. Yeah. I get you.
But yeah. So Leah, let's get the show started. All right, we got some people popping up in here.
Look who's here! I can't sad boy is here. Oh my God, the return of the sad boy.
I gotta get to work, bro. But I was just like,
oh my God, he's got to get to work. I wanted
to come in, like I missed you guys. Like I can't play fucking games or nothing with y'all. So
let me see. They're saying I'm too loud. Let me adjust my mic here a second. It shouldn't be, but
he said, and they're saying I'm slightly low.
Yeah, they're saying I'm loud and you're low. Let me put.
All right,
put this. Are you guys in that Discord thing?
We're in. No, Discord. I'm on my computer. I'm not in any special Discord. I'm at the computer.
All right. Let me know how that is, Perry and BBQ sauce. I turned it down a little bit. If I need to turn it down more, I will.
Yeah. Sad boy, man, how you been?
I've been working my ass off, tired, leaving comments on everybody's shit on Twitter. Trying to play some games. Like I'm gonna hopefully get my internet set up this week. I got a long weekend. I only work 2 days, luckily. So shit is just like, hopefully I can just get that set up so I could play Scorn, so I could play all these other titles that I've been missing, jump into Persona, because I'm really hyped on that. Nino Kuni, super hyped on that. So just saw the Silent Hill thing, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm just freaking out. So, but I've been just working, dog, like just straight up grinding. Sorry that I haven't been here. Sorry to the people who like to hear me talk. I haven't been here. I miss you guys. I don't want to play games with you dudes. Like, for real. Like, it's just been trials and just me just working constantly.
No, make that money. You know what I mean? Nothing's wrong with working. Hopefully you like the job.
Yeah, like, I mean, I see a lot of like I see things that I can't talk about on here at where I work. So it's kind of crazy that I see certain little hints of things, and it's kind of like preview stuff, or like kind of like it'll be like title placeholder stuff, like code name crap or whatever.
Oh, you work for like in the gaming industry?
No, I work weirdly at Amazon, and weirdly they have like little things that come through there that are like, I sometimes work with the robots that we work with and stuff like that. Like, so it's you'll see things on the manifest list or whatever, and it'll be like things that are soon to come. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, but
I get you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button. Shout out to Verge Brizzle, BBQ Sauce, Troy Perry Gamer, the Geeky Nerd, Dwayne Carter. Please hit the like button, hit the share button. Let's get everybody in here. What's up, Addict?
What's going on, guys? I figured I'd jump in here for a little bit. What you guys doing?
About to talk some shit. And this, I was wondering, somebody in the chat, please confirm. Am I echoing? Because I hear it in my ear, but I just hope I just hear it. If I just hear it, it's fine. But nobody else, I'm good. Let's talk about this freaking, what's her name? What is her name, Chris? You probably
we're not doing our normal like what we playing.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
I was like, man, we going right into it. Like,
my bad. Let me start with Sad Boy since I know he's not here.
Let's see what. Yeah, I want to hear what Sad Boy.
Yeah, please, because some of these games that you've been hyped for this year actually released this year, and I want to see.
I know. Like it's been crazy. Some of the titles that I've been playing has been kind of like Slime Rancher at times. I've been playing just a couple RPGs that I could like get downloaded. Like I'm downloading the Plague's Tale Requiem right now, but it's taking forever. So it's just like, and I've been downloading Scorn because I've seen everybody talk about Scorn, and I just been like,
decent game.
It's an acquired taste for. Yeah. Like it's an acquired taste for sure. Like I watched Addict play through some of it. Like I watched some people break down kind of like the narrative behind it or what the symbolism is for it, and I was really intrigued by it because it's like you've never seen this type of like topic or perspective being taken on in a video game in this way, being like a first person and like kind of like tying everything into puzzles. Like so Scorn is deep, bro. Like it's very deep, and I was like, I figured that like since they said they clarified that there's no cutscenes in it, there's none of that, like everything is just told through the environment, so you really have to absorb and pay attention to the markings on the walls and like what contraptions look like and shit like that. And I was just like, oh, so this is like a real, like you have to pay attention. So I figured that like a lot of people, because I've played like a lot of puzzle games, as y'all know. So like the times that I've always talked about puzzle games that I've liked, The Witness and all of that, like there's stories in most of these puzzle type games. So I was really interested when they clarified that this is not like a heavy combat game. But I've heard that's been kind of like the gripe with some people, is that the combat feels very sluggish and like it's very punishing with the checkpoints. And I was like, shit. Like, so I was kind of hesitant, but I'm still very intrigued to get into the game. And I heard that people feel that the ending is very not satisfactory. So it's just like, I've watched somebody explain the ending and I was like, oh, okay. So I mean, I feel I'll be fine with how it all progresses and everything. It's just the experience, and I want to really see it firsthand, like really explore these environments, look at the little murals on the wall and stuff like that. But yeah, like just been playing RPGs for the most part. Octopath Traveler has been taking up a lot of my time for the most part. So
good to hear, man. But
Yeah, my bad. I'm talking so much, but it's just like I'm just trying to get enough information in here before I have to go.
Nah, fair enough. Completely understand. NickBanks, man.
What's good? What's good, man? Y'all talk about Scorn. Hey, look, man.
Not yet. We
Let's
talk about
listen,
it.
Nick. I ain't letting you come in here with that fucking energy.
There you go.
See yourself right out.
Nah, it's all good. Man, that game looked good, bro. Like, it's a good looking game, man. But it's like,
yeah, what you been playing though? That's what we would like to know.
Well, honestly, I've been getting into the Midnight Fight Express, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, I've been really enjoying that
too. I'm playing that too. My bad.
Yeah, that's all I've been playing besides Apex. You know, I'm an Apex god. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much. I try. I mean, I guess you could say I was playing Scorn, but I ain't never finished at the 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I fell asleep. You know what I mean? I gotta get back to it. You know.
You fell asleep on that?
Why you sound like you surprised, nigga? That shit, you like popping on that.
Because it's like it feels like it's like
hold
kind
on.
of nightmarish and everything to play to fall asleep to. So I wouldn't fall asleep to that shit. But it's like, all right,
I get it, man. That's all I've been playing so far, though.
Okay, Logan.
Yo, what's up? So I know you guys are talking about Scorn. Obviously, I played through Scorn. I loved it. I sat through Marathon Day. I mean, it's not a long game, right? It's not. I think I beat it. It was just like shy of 7 hours. I think is when I cleared it. But I wrote the review for Level 1 Gaming for Scorn. I gave it it was I think 8.4 or 8.3. Can't remember exactly what the point was. I fucking love Scorn.
How many energy drinks you had, man?
Huh?
You played it? What you was drinking? Coffee, Monster?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know, bro. Nothing.
Better question. You gave that game an 8, man. Like, tell whoever paid you to pay me. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Last I checked, I don't get paid for reviews. So, like, when I hit some, I mean, I'll take money to get paid, but I don't pay for reviews. So you can't sit there and say anything was paid for because
I don't know.
It was a joke, Logan. I know you don't pay for reviews.
Look,
but no, Scorn's been a game that I've been like anticipating. I love horror games. I was very intrigued when they announced that game. It came out. It was everything I wanted it to be. And like I have my like little interpretation of kind of what the ending was, because I will agree, like the ending, it's not like a satisfying ending, but I feel like from the game it
makes sense.
Yeah, it made sense. It's not. Yeah. It's not a happy ending game.
Exactly.
That's the best way I can say.
It's supposed to be not satisfying.
Yeah. It's not a happy-go-lucky like good guy wins whatever, because that's just not it's not what it is. I liked like the minimal like aspect to it. I like that you didn't have like a whole bunch of UI just telling you where to go, what to do. I like being able to
UI at all.
Other than like when you like aim your weapon, like that's the only time UI comes up is when aiming your weapon. But like I really like that. I like that it was very minimalistic in that design way. It's like you kind of have to figure it out on your own. It encourages you to like explore, like, you know, look at every little thing, and like I like that aspect of it. I can't get over like most, like so many games now, like they gotta walk you through every little thing, and Scorn does not do that. Like Scorn, you have to figure out, you know, how to do the puzzle, where to go next, and kind of like, you know, because there's also no voiceovers. The game don't even have any voiceovers. The main character don't say no damn words. There's no like voiceover narrator, no nothing. So that's why I like.
AKA boring, bro. It has no.
AKA boring.
That game looked boring as a mule, bro.
It treats you more like with some of the ideas that I've heard being thrown around. It treats you as if you're an infant, like you're really just kind of like walking around.
That's the symbolism of the game.
Exactly.
Like, to be completely honest, you're born into this world. You have no idea what's going on, no guidance or anything like that to, you know, tell you what to do. You have to learn it all on your own. And then just kind of like how life, it's like literally like, I think like it's like a big circle of life, essentially.
Yeah, like you go
That's
through
what I
the
got out of
process
it.
of like what I got from what I've watched people play and everything is like you're going through being born and then you're going through the struggles of life and then you die. So it's kind of like it's kind of showing you the life and death of it. And when you look at the game kind of like art, it shows like a decaying face and then one that is kind of alive. So it's like life and death, the duality of that. So I was like, that is very interesting, and it's very tying into a lot of the symbols and structures you see in the game, like a lot of the phallic looking stuff and then the pregnancies and then the titties and all of that. It just feeds into all of that, where it's like it ties into life and death, birth, reincarnation, all of that. So I thought it was really deep. Like and like Logan would know shit because he beat the damn game. So I mean,
yeah. And that's I mean, it has all that stuff in it. That's definitely the vibe that I was getting from it. Was basically it was like a story about life, but it's not it's not told, you know, blatantly out there what it is.
Exactly.
You know, you got to kind of figure it out yourself. And that's the other thing is like you got to go, and that was kind of what I liked about it. I don't want to spoil anything because if anybody's interested in playing it, whatnot, it's all spoilers, and I don't want to ruin anything.
We're good. You can tell them. You can tell them. That shit was
Yeah,
boring.
you might as well go ahead, bro.
You can tell. You can tell. You can tell the final boss.
I'm still actively playing the game, sir.
Well, I mean, like the boss
anything.
isn't even like the boss really isn't even like that big of a like a thing, really.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Do I sound better than I did?
You sound the same.
Yeah,
you don't sound bad.
It's probably because I didn't talk much. I'm on my actual mic and not the.
You literally sound the same. All
right, my thing is before we get on to the next person, because I'm the area that's playing right now. I'm actually still in this area, I think, but I'm further where you got to move those stupid balls around with those claws.
Dude, that's you are at the beginning. That's so easy to do.
I mean, you say so easy, but it's like those things come hanging down, shooting shit at you. Some of them are completely invisible.
But you didn't know how to heal those, Smooth.
Yeah, they never told you.
No, it's right there, the control scheme.
You know, Smooth doesn't read. He doesn't read.
It's not there. They don't tell you. They don't prompt you to read anything.
Just
You had to accidentally press the
You don't read
button.
controller layouts either.
No, I just like I don't know. It's like games like that really like drive me fucking nuts. I mean, I want to. It's interesting enough. I want to beat it, but I don't like.
Don't force it, Smooth.
No,
Don't
but the thing
force
is that I done played it for what 6 fucking hours, and now I gotta play it. Like I gotta, because otherwise I don't like when games waste my time. Now the good thing is I didn't have to pay for it, because then I would be definitely forcing it. But the problem
Smooth,
is
you bought Horizon.
Game Pass.
Yeah, that's which was a waste of time.
You ain't beat Horizon yet.
Nah, I ain't beat
Y'all
Horizon
gotta
yet.
stop,
Yeah.
God
Got it on
damn,
my PC and my Xbox.
Yo, everybody bugging out?
Nah, I'm just tripping off Smooth because he.
Oh, no.
forcing-
It just went silent. I didn't.
Yeah, he forcing himself through this boring like game that's frustrating him. But this good game, Horizon, that's about to be game of the year.
It's not gonna be game of the year, and I don't like it.
To be honest,
Bro.
I thought Horizon's boring as shit.
It is boring.
I
That's
doubt
why I
that
stopped
too.
playing
So
it.
it's like,
yo. Like I can't
you
stand
be
dudes like that.
you be
bro.
loving the typical, bro.
Nah,
Like
you
you be
can't
like,
stand
that.
you don't like the
Hold
damn
on,
game.
bro.
It's boring.
Let me say one thing,
typical,
though.
bro.
Let me say one thing. Y'all sound just like those dudes that loved Death Stranding, but Red Dead Redemption was boring. Like, come on.
No. Stop. That's a bad one. No,
it's not a bad comparison, bro.
Because
like,
it is. Because I never heard
dudes.
anybody talk about. I never heard
Chris, help me out, Chris.
anybody in comparison say that.
Chris.
Oh,
I know you
Death
feel me, Chris.
Stranding was good, but then Red Dead Redemption was bad. Like
Chris,
I've
you
heard
hear this?
comparisons. Look, I never seen it. So shit, if you got some receipts or something to show me, then show them.
Well,
but I haven't seen it.
Hey, hold on. I'm responding to Smooth because he said that Horizon. Hold on. Old Man said that Horizon was boring, but he loved this Scorn game, bro.
But Scorn's
Chris,
also his type of game.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Horizon
the thing.
is
You
boring
can't
art.
sit here.
Boring off rip. I ain't gonna hold you, man. That shit look immediately boring, bro. No,
Right.
no showing of Scorn ever looked interesting. Not gonna hold you.
You're tripping, but it's just like I mean,
It's
but
a
you're
puzzle
into
game too.
puzzle
Like
games,
it's not even
aren't you?
survival horror. They've
I think
like.
I mean,
fucked
it
up on
has elements though. Like you can't say that it's not. Like it has things that chase you. Like it has the environmental, like the setting, the tone, all of that. Like it really does play with atmosphere very well, and that's been one of the highlights about this game, in which some recent horror games have really flopped in that aspect. So it's like you can't say that it's not that. I mean, but at the same,
Resident Evil 8 Village horror game.
okay, in the beginning, bro. Like in the beginning, it kind of nailed it in the mansion with the fetus. That was like the most horror you got in that game. Everything else, it felt like it was ramping it up to be like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. So it's like,
I think Bless hit you on the nose. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think this game probably has some of the best atmosphere that's been in games for a while, but the thing is that's all it's got. It's like I've said it a couple times. It's like equivalent to. I truly believe that this game had a proper budget, like with writers, animations, and they had people making cutscenes because that's one of the best way to narrate a story. Like this game would be up there with like Dead Space, but the problem is there's no context behind anything you do in the game, and
the thing is that's what the people like though about like that's one of the.
But do they really like it? Do they really like it? Or is this something new that's immersive?
How are we gonna question
like it? Is this because of Game Pass? That's it.
But we've had
real quick. And just say I'm liking the game because it's on Game Pass. Like
I've said this a couple times. Finish. This is equivalent to being dropped off on the ship on Dead Space without having context behind your girlfriend, without having context behind anything the mercenaries say, just being dropped off and say go.
But I mean, but in that aspect, the game. I mean, Dead Space would still be more fun, though, right? Like,
no,
it would still be actually scary. It's not a puzzle game.
Oh, so you just don't like the genre? You don't like the type of game it is.
Game. That's what your gripe is that it's a puzzle game?
I feel like it was a wasted opportunity. That's what I feel like.
I feel so. I don't feel so.
From the outside looking in, it looks like a wasted opportunity. If I want to play a puzzle game or like an exploration game, I'll play Stray. Like,
and the problem is too is like why do they never? The problem is too why did they?
Game, so
why did they never?
That game's great.
Why did they never promote this game as any kind of puzzle game? Because that's all I think the majority of it is puzzle.
No, exactly. So, every time they showed it, it was just a guy walking in a corridor slowly. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it was.
Like he kills one or two enemies. Like what?
I think it was kind of like, okay, they knew that people weren't gonna fuck with it, so they kind of like misled and led with these action scenes they would focus on. Because a lot of people came in.
They didn't even show any action scenes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. When they showed,
they showed a guy him killing like one enemy.
Showing them shooting an enemy, but then the people, a lot of them came in with a misguided notion of saying that, oh, I thought this was a first-person shooter until the dev team elaborated and they were like, no, it has elements of these things, but it's not completely this thing. So a lot of people came in thinking that they was about to be like shooting shit up, and it's like the combat is really like some ass.
They put out a 14-minute gameplay demo.
Yeah,
they did.
And that 14-minute gameplay demo didn't have any crazy action. It didn't have
people paid attention to that.
There was no voiceover. So if anybody win this game thinking that it was going to be something that it wasn't, that's your own fucking fault. That's your own fault for not looking into the game. They've never anything that I've seen from that game. They've never shown it as like this Dead Space.
I remember watching that demo, and I was still confused as to what the fuck the game was.
No one compared this to Dead Space. All I said was it's equivalent when it comes to like a narrative focus. Like, look, you are right. They never promoted this game to something it wasn't. But let's be real, they never promoted it as something it was either. Was there any trailers whatsoever to point that there was a lot of puzzles in this game?
A 14-minute gameplay demo. Like there's puzzles they shoot like 1 or 2 enemies and it's all like exploration and going around the level.
We really go.
They didn't really explain anything. It was
They didn't explain anything.
Why would you need to explain? They showed it.
Around.
But hold up,
It was a guy just walking around and killing 1 enemy or 2 enemies, and then like hitting a lever or 2. It's like,
okay,
what
so
is
then
this
don't go
game?
into the game.
Oh
Thinking
man,
that it's going to be this action
Yeah,
packed
but listen.
adventure then.
But see,
No,
here's the
that's
thing though.
why
Like,
it's boring.
This
Hold up.
game obviously it has mixed reviews, right? I don't play, so I can't comment on it. It has mixed reviews. So there's some people that like that design aspects of it, like Old Man.
yeah.
And there's other people that don't. What I don't like is the people that say that they don't like that part. That the other people start to say, "Well, it's because you're dumb and you didn't figure out the puzzles." And that's like, nah. Some people just don't like that shit. You know what I mean?
But hold up. It's the same shit when it came to Elden Ring. A lot of people wanted more like fucking explanation. When we talked about Elden Ring on this podcast, people did not like the way that story was delivered through Elden Ring. Am I wrong or am I?
Chris was one of the guys sitting there saying it was our fault for not deciphering the story.
Here's the
Hold
difference.
up, yeah, you're right.
Hold on, God damn it, bro.
You're wrong.
Here's the difference. Elden Ring has a story you can go look into, right? And you have that option to see the story or look more into the story. And it does have things that explain it for you, right? What they're saying, I don't know, I haven't played the game. What they're saying is that there's not even that option in this game at all.
But there's plenty time. Okay, yes. There's not dialogue or like shit that you can read in this story, but it still feeds into the symbolism of what this is like, representing life and death, like not shit being explained to you. You are being born. You are coming out of this sack and you're just fighting to survive to get to wherever you're trying to get to. So it's like, that's what this is kind of feeding into. You're not going to have some shit like,
and I honestly think that's the sad part. It's just like they had this interesting world, this interesting atmosphere, and they didn't do shit with it.
Facts. Hey, look, I want to say something.
Like, who's gonna?
Let me hold on, Sad. Let me say one.
No,
thing,
my bad.
Right?
That's
Because
exactly how I feel.
I got a game that we played called Medium. The Medium
was really good.
Was a horror puzzle game, right? It was,
but it was never
The
marketed.
game
as
is
a
also
puzzle,
Yo,
terrible.
it
I love the
wasn't
Medium too, so fuck off.
Hold on. What I'm saying is they did a better job at executing that horror puzzle game. Yo, Scorn 10 minutes, bro. And I was like, nope, this is not for me, bro. I'm just telling you.
The same. Like, they're not the same. Like, when you're looking at Medium, like, there is
I would not put them in the same.
There is a clear, like, even in the
title. It was a horror puzzle
game.
Like, what are you talking about?
But even in the title, when you read what a medium is into their
it's not about
into their world, like that makes sense and like feeds into the narrative of that. When you look into Scorn and what that word means, it kind of feeds into this.
No, we
like,
talking about the genre, bro. It was a horror puzzle game.
I didn't see Medium as a puzzle game though. Like
it had puzzles and it was horror.
Yeah, but it wasn't centered just around
the
that.
problem is we don't know what these games are and genres they are. That's how the lines being drawn now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't Medium's whole gimmick was to do a screen so you can use it to solve puzzles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're getting it.
Like, it was played in that sense. Yeah, like.
That was the biggest feature. That was the reason why the game was 30 frames per second.
Yeah, that part too. But
transition. Yo, Old Man, we still didn't even get our intro, bro. But it's all good, man.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm about to. Yeah, like.
No, we don't need an intro, bro. I just all I did was platinum since the last time.
Let's get into it.
And I'm at the end of Mega Man X now. I'm going through the whole collection.
Ooh, okay.
That game still holds up good. It's hard as shit, but it still holds up pretty well.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you.
Better question, real quick, because I have to go here in a second.
Yep.
Smooth, don't you have like some bet going on that you have to beat Persona by a certain?
Oh
before
man,
Christmas or something like that.
Not
you
like
ain't doing
you
that.
said before Christmas.
Why would you do that?
Why would you?
Oh my god,
he losing that bet for sure.
No, Smooth. Listen, I need Smooth to beat that game so I can use it against Ponies who's trying to use Persona 5. But then we find out that didn't use Persona 5. So I want to use Smooth being an ex-bot and use him to be like, yo, Smooth be Persona 5.
I love you had to put that
before some of you capping
the
that.
Xbox.
Yeah. Before some of you capping that. But come on, Smooth. I need you to be. Listen, Smooth. The minimum is 104 hours, right? So you can speed run that.
There's no way.
The minimum.
Yo, but Smooth ain't gonna like the game though, bro. Like that's how I know.
So
He gonna have
he
to
said that
rate
so
it.
casually.
Told him how long to beat.
We're gonna drop that for a
and look
different
at how
game
long
that's
it takes
coming
to beat
out.
Persona 5 Royal average.
Don't you have
Literally,
to the end of the
it's
year to beat
104
it smooth?
Yeah.
Like to the
Yeah.
January the 1st?
Smooth
You could
is gonna
do
drop it for God of War, bro. He's not gonna continue to play it. He's gonna drop. There's mad games coming.
Yeah,
out.
right.
He's gonna
God of
drop
War
it for
gonna be
something
beat in
else.
3 days. Smooth
I'm gonna call you Zach
Smooth ain't even
Morris
gonna
after
play
you
God of
play
War.
this bullshit.
I mean,
Smooth
if he
will play
does the
God of
side
War.
quest
Yeah,
as
I
well,
No,
mean-
he
if he
won't.
does the
Smooth.
side
You
quest
playing
as
God
well,
of
it's
War?
gonna be like
Last
40
time you said
hours.
he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have no intentions on buying it right away.
Yeah, right.
Well, there you go. That frees it up. That
Smooth
frees
is
up
one of the
November. And he
Smooth
ain't
is
getting
one of the-
Pokemon, so
Smooth is one of the
November.
biggest. Like Smooth is one of the biggest. I'm gonna go against what I said. Like I know. Like
Nah,
Smooth be acting
the
like,
game's too expensive,
what-
man. I can't buy it.
yeah, okay. Didn't Smooth.
Hey yo, my man
Well,
said the game
didn't you just buy like
I ain't
2K
buying
like the?
Yeah, that was 2 months ago, bro, and it came with
It's
League
okay.
Pass.
What version of the 2K did you buy? What
The
version
one that
of
came
2K
with
did you
NBA
buy?
League Pass, but I haven't
Okay,
purchased
how
a
much was
game
that?
3
How much
months.
was that?
$300 one.
It was $150, but I didn't
God
buy.
damn.
So that
Oh man.
so hold on, Smooth. You bought that for just for that league pass.
Yeah, I play. Now, if you want, you can check the hours I got in 2K. I got a decent amount of hours.
So, but
in it.
how is God of War too expensive when you bought something for
Because
$150?
I have no intentions of buying it. So if I just buy it, then I'm just buying it like I bought freaking Horizon.
Okay, who
You
wants
beat
to
the
take
first
bet?
one.
Who wants
Yeah,
to take
I
bets
ain't
that
like it
Smooth
like that.
doesn't? Who wants to take bets that Smooth came
I liked
before
it,
the
but
end
I
of
thought it was
November
overrated.
and buy it?
I'm pretty sure I'll probably buy it before the end of the year. I just telling you I ain't buying it for $70. So if I got it,
Yeah,
that means
I
I
was about
got.
to say, didn't Smooth say that he doesn't buy $70 games, or he hasn't?
Yo,
He
I
buys
got a
$70
problem
games. He
with
just
saying
don't.
he wanna play
Here's the
this
thing.
game.
So,
But
okay,
it's cool.
Smooth. Between me and Smooth, we get a lot of the games as a review code. So that's the reason Smooth don't have to sit on that $70 thing. He gets the majority of them as a review code.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
no.
allowed me to hold firm
He's a
though.
fake $70.
Yeah, but it has allowed me to hold firm because if I ain't get a review code for it, I ain't
I
buying
will
it.
send you the extra
You gotta
$10,
hold the
bro,
line, sir.
for you to get God of War right.
Hold
If it
on,
really
hold
bothers
on,
you that
Chris.
much,
I gotta
I'll
talk to
send you
this
that
dude,
extra
bro.
$10.
Smooth.
What's up?
You told us that, and I say us because we all heard what you said.
Mhm.
The score you gave God of War,
Mhm.
2018,
Mhm.
right? What was the score again?
I'm pretty sure I gave it a high score, but when I did my end of the year top 10 games of 2018, it was number 3 or 4 behind Spider-Man and I think Assassin's Creed. So
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't my game.
Hold up. I got it. So okay,
What you got?
I think we should do like if Smooth gets to a certain part of Persona by a certain date, what all of us will come together and get him that game. Oh, God of War. I just don't know what is fair on Persona.
I mean,
Okay,
cool.
no. If he gets to
A certain palace.
Futaba's
A certain
Palace,
palace.
which is about halfway.
There's
If he gets to like
Is that 3 or
Futaba's
4?
Palace, by the time Ragnarok comes out, which is like when does Persona? It comes out this Friday, right?
It comes out 2 days.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about like what, like 50 hours in Persona 5. If you get to Futaba's Palace,
I'll throw in a 20. If you get to there, I'll throw in a 20.
That's like the 3rd palace.
my
right?
thing is why I like do it. God of War ain't that
Because we
serious,
get
bro.
to
Like,
hear
I
the
ain't listening.
slander on
ridiculous,
we get to hear the slander on God of War, and we get to hear the slander on Persona. So it's like a 2-for-1. Like we do nothing but win.
They want to.
Yeah, just to give you a heads up, I don't have to stream
Okay,
Persona. I
I
just
get
have
it
to
now.
beat it.
Oh no, you don't have to.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
fine.
I wouldn't dare do that. That'll turn me off the
Oh,
game.
you should stream a little bit
Bro,
of it.
no.
Not all of it. You should stream a little bit of it.
Smooth. That
Yeah,
is
that'd
an
be dope.
easy
He's
bet.
gonna fall
All you
asleep.
gotta do is beat
He's
the
gonna fall
game.
asleep during the stream. He's
All you
gonna
gotta
fall
do is
asleep
beat the
during
game. Persona 5 is not a hard game to beat. If you have it on normal, it's really not a hard game to beat. The only time you can get a true game over.
There's some parts that are BS. I remember playing that on normal, and I was like,
Who's
this
gonna be
is
the
some
only
BS.
person I know that doesn't finish a palace in the time adequate?
Yeah, he's gonna run out of the days. He's gonna run out of school days.
That would be funny.
He's gonna run out of the schedule. Yeah, the schedule days.
I think you should stream some of that, Smooth. I think people would show up for that.
I do think that some parts of Persona 5 are hard though. Like the final boss.
You should stream the first up until the first palace is over. That's what I feel like.
How long
I
is
will
that?
make you the
30 hours?
thumbnails.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Bless, it's not that it's like too hard for me because I know the strategy.
Okay, hold up, Smooth. I will make you 10 thumbnails for Persona if you just stream
with the podcast. I don't want to be talking about this bull.
No, I will make you. I will do everything on the back end. Just stream. I will do everything else.
Wow.
Well, what I was saying, Blaze, is that I know how to strategize and I know how to like search for the enemy's weakness and stuff like that. Smooth is gonna have like a team full of personas that's like weak to everything. He's gonna be like, "Why the fuck am I dying?"
I'm about to put up a poll.
All right, while you do that, I did miss a super chat from Hops on Xbox, $2. He says, "Digging the new podcast layout. Thank you, sir. Glad you like it. Make sure if you're tuning in, hit the like button, hit the share button, put this on Twitter." All right, so the games I've been playing so far, I've been dibbling and dabbling. Obviously, 2K is still on the in my resume.
The poll's up, guys.
My bad, Smooth. All right, guys, I have to go. It was good talking with you guys. Good talking with Addict, Chris. I miss all of you guys. Oh man, I love y'all. Y'all stay safe. You dig? I'm out.
All right, bro. Take it easy, man.
I personally feel like Smooth's gonna rage on Persona. I personally feel like that.
Yeah, because if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard.
By Kamoshida and not know what the hell to do, like at all. Like when you get to that boss fight, and they have to send you have to send somebody, you know, to like sneak around in the back. He's gonna not know what to do.
I think the first boss will clap him.
That's it. But that's it. Smooth. You have a bet that all you got to do is beat the game by when? December?
Yeah, something like that.
Bro, that's more than enough time, bro. That's an easy bet. That'll pay for a Christmas gift or some shit.
He's gonna want to play other games during it, though. There's not.
Right, but even with the other games, it's still enough. A month and a half is still enough time
for the average person that actually wants to play it.
A month and a half is a long fucking time, dude.
Yeah, for a game dev, not
for the average person. For the average person that wants to play it, he's never played. He doesn't play turn-based.
But here's the thing: you don't
And
have to do any of the side stuff. I don't think you're talking about someone that goes straight for if you go straight from one to the other, you can easily, and he ain't gonna care about none of that story. He can skip all the story too. Probably 30% of that game is dialogue.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the terms of the bet whether he can or can't skip dialogue.
No, who's gonna tell me he can't? First off, it's not being streamed, so it's not like someone's like watching him from the back.
I get you. But I mean, still, I can understand why that's still I don't know, because he's not used to JRPG. He's not used to JRPGs. Smooth is not the quickest on learning and adapting in the game.
All right, dude. I think we're spending too much time on this. It's not that serious.
All right.
Yeah, we can move on. We can move on. My bad.
We can move on.
All right. So, I think I've only played this over the last couple of days or this week.
Gotta go though. Talk to you guys later.
All right, man. It's Scorn, A Plague's Tale, and Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters? Yeah, I forgot that game existed. I forgot that game existed, bro.
It came out yesterday.
Oh wow! Isn't it the asymmetrical game multiplayer?
No, not that one. No.
It is. It is.
That's not the asymmetrical one. No. It's
it is.
The what we were just playing over, wasn't it?
Yes, because the whole point, we didn't play it with actual people, Smooth. We played with bots because we were in the review period. But in the actual gameplay, the ghost is supposed to be a person, and you're supposed to have 4 Ghostbusters. So you got one person playing the ghost and 4 people playing the Ghostbusters. That's an asymmetrical game.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking about top down freaking.
No,
there's a top down version that exists.
Damn. I'm talking about asymmetric multiplayer, not asymmetric or isometrics.
Y'all gotta just start using regular English instead of these stupid ass token words.
That's just the term of it is English.
That is literally the terminology for that type of multiplayer game. That is the correct.
It's just not just multiplayer. Like
no, because it's a different style multiplayer.
It is multiplayer.
Like,
there's like different styles of multiplayer. That's why they call it that way.
There's like co-op campaign or just regular multiplayer, like Call of Duty,
competitive multiplayer.
Or like PvE, like Destiny or Sea of Thieves, or you got like, bro.
That word asymmetric just fucked them all up. He was like, wait.
He's like sitting there saying, "No, it's not that one," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Literally what we played.
Oh
yeah,
Smooth. You were the ghost in Addict, and I fucking destroyed you.
Yeah, it just means like a not even amount of players. Like Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight, all those games are asymmetric. There's one killer, multiple.
Like was it Predator Proving Ground? That was one of them too.
Yeah, shit like that. But so I guess that's all the games you play. I've been playing COD and A Plague's Tale. And I beat Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is so fire.
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb is one of my top games this year.
Yeah, that game is fucking fire. But yeah, A Plague's Tale. Well, I guess that's the topic. But like, damn, that game is so pretty, bro. Holy, that game is. It's honestly, I think it's the best looking game I've played. Like, period. Without ray tracing, of course, because ray tracing is not in the game. But like just regular like detail, like sheer detail, it has the most sheer detail, and like in regular rasterized, pretty like really good rasterized lighting, and it just the sheer detail is like unmatched.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, people were mad and were like trying to like compare it to Horizons. Like, no, I played a few hours of Horizon, and I still think that this game looks better, at least on PC.
I mean,
So,
it looks fairly similar on both, even almost run similar. But I can't get 60 frames per second on at least at like not even at 1440p.
Nigga, we told you to turn on DLSS.
I don't want to use that bullshit. I want to see the PC's raw power over console. Why you got to cheat? You know what I mean?
So you saw the raw power.
It's a feature that you take advantage on because you have that PC.
You like be like,
nigga, what the fuck?
Don't hype up like that VSR or what VR.
Yeah, don't hype up VRS
that Xbox can do.
Yeah,
and then turn around and say that you want the PC to do only raw power. You want
VRR. That's like saying, I don't. I'm not gonna use VRR. Like, come on now.
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, like I'm
is it
running
VRR code?
Nah, it's not.
What do you mean?
DLSS.
Just use
DLSS doesn't make resolution or anything like that.
Bro, DLSS looks better than like most other every other reconstruction technique. It looks better than Intel's. It looks better than AMD's. It looks better than fucking Insomniac's. It looks the best. Why not use it?
And checkerboard, yeah.
And checkerboarding. It looks better than all that shit. Why not use it? I don't get it.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the whole.
Just like, I don't want to use that bullshit.
The whole like, I'm not gonna use, like, why not? Like, if we're gonna make this shit look better and run better, what the fuck? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, bash PC?
I would almost guarantee you, Smooth probably would not notice the difference. Like me, I can pixel peep, and I would be able to notice the difference. I know it's like slightly less sharp, unless there's a sharpness scaler. But there's no sharpness scaler in a Plague Tale. But I doubt you'd notice the difference between ADA and DLSS. I doubt you
probably
would.
not. I'm not like you got to be a crazy ass dude to be able to see the difference in the visuals when using DLS and FSR and all that stuff. I think like if you can tell that from the clean eye, something's wrong with you. You probably should get checked out.
It's the same thing.
It means that your eyes are sharp.
Is it the same thing if the PS5 version is 1800p and the Series X is
1930p.
You don't notice the difference at all, but y'all be pop locking and dropping in every time in the comparison.
I don't notice the difference for the simple fact I'm not playing the same game on those different platforms at the same time to. That's why I can only comment on it when I'm looking at it on a side by side. But at the end of the day, whatever game that I get and I get it for that one platform, that's the one I see, and that's the best version that I'm playing.
That's the best version because it's the one you play.
Yeah.
Outrage! What a take! What a take! You never stop being you, Smooth. If only you would say that.
But I will agree. A Plague's Tale is a beautiful game, dude. It's like, I mean, I've been pretty nice on my comments. I haven't mentioned any PlayStation game because that's what people want to hear and stuff. I'm not gonna say anything, but I think it's definitely one of the is so far the best looking game I've played on this generation so far.
I'm saying, bro, this shit it's next generation, bro. Like I can't stop taking screen. Like I'm the like. There's only a few games that I just can't stop taking screenshots of. Like I was doing that shit with like Cyberpunk because the lighting and like the atmosphere was just OD. I was doing that shit. I think I was doing it with Control, and I think I was doing it with Metro. I was doing it with Metro Exodus. Enhanced when I didn't play that for long, but like because I already beat it, but I just went back in. I was taking pictures with that global illumination ray tracing. The shit was crazy. Like, man, like a Plague Tale, like these screenshots, they just fucking look insane, bro. Like it doesn't, and especially because there's not a lot of UI on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's usually just like very clear. It's like I'm playing a game demo. It looks so good. It's like I'm playing an E3 game demo. It's a really good looking game. And also like the music in the game is fucking well fucking done. Music is well fucking done. And the voice acting is really, really good and all that shit. Like I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. Like I said, I know people got like early access to it. Unfortunately, I was only able to play the day of release. But
I mean, I just went to New Zealand to play it. I don't know what you're
you pulled up in New Zealand. Hey.
I did the New Zealand thing, but I think the mistake I made when I last did the New Zealand thing, like I purchased it while my account was in New Zealand, and my bank froze my account because it thought it was like fraudulent. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But
we doing that as a topic though?
No, yeah, Plague Tale. But I mean, well, it does fall into the thing. But before we get into that, I do want to. I know Chris wants to talk about it. So earlier this week, Platinum Games, Bayonetta, got its sales boosted because of a boycott attempt. Now I know there's been some updates. Chris, you probably gonna have to keep me updated on this. The only thing I pretty much know, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the original voice actor, auditioned, to play the role again, and she accused Platinum of lowballing her by offering her $4,000 to do the entire voicing, and she asked fans of the game to boycott the game and donate their money elsewhere because of this. And since then, I know Kamaya went on like a rant. He's blocked some people and whatnot. He's countered, said that they didn't pay. They offered a lot more, and then
his Twitter account got Hakkai'd.
Yeah, got Hakkai'd. And then I know Jason Schreier, came out with some details, but I would really like to get Chris's input because only thing I could see was how many people were, following with the I'm gonna go boycott because of this. This is not right. I can't believe it. I'm gonna cancel. But go ahead, Chris. Floor is yours.
I mean, yeah, like what you said, like, she came out with a 3-part video, and then the video she says like the reason why she hasn't reprised her role is because during the negotiation process in terms of how much she would get paid, she said that they pretty much sent her an insulting offer of just $4,000. Now the way that she framed it in those videos, she made it seem like the 4,000 was all that they offer for the entire session of however many days or whatever. And we didn't, and obviously we didn't know too many details like how many days, how many hours or whatever, right? So then as the weekend went on, people started digging things up, and they found out that on her previous on the previous Bayonettas 1 and 2, she only did 4 half-day works, meaning she did 4 days of 4-hour sessions. Meaning the total that she did, which to me I was surprised about, because Bayonetta 1 and 2 have a good amount of dialogue, right? It has a story. But she said that it only took it like a total of like 16 hours and stuff like that. So people started looking into it and be like, well, if you break down 4K in 16 hours, that's $250 an hour. They went to go look up the union rates and say, well, this is like pretty much the minimum that her union offers, right? And I was on her side in terms of, yeah, she should get paid more. 4K is like, damn, to play a lead like Bayonetta and stuff like that. Even though Bayonetta is not a big budget game and it doesn't really sell a lot at all. But I was like, damn, they could have, send her more. I wasn't on her side when she started saying boycott, and when she threw the other voice actress under the bus, talking about you can't sign yourself as Bayonetta, I'm the only Bayonetta and stuff like that. To me, that was completely uncalled for, because now the other voice actress started getting unnecessary harassment and stuff like that. And what does she mean by like, oh, you can't, I'm Bayonetta, you can't sign? What about the Japanese Bayonetta? What about the French Bayonetta and stuff like that? They're voice actors as well, and they're doing the exact same lines. But anyways, so then Jason Schreier came out with an article through his sources. He said he contacted 2 sources, and he actually viewed the documentation himself. So Jason Schreier, y'all know him. He's usually on point. I usually believe him and take him at face value, because he's usually, most of the time, he's on point or whatever. And the other people like BGC, like Andy Robinson, also came out and corroborated this rumor. So multiple insiders or reporters have said that, yeah, they're getting the same information and they've seen the same thing. But it came out and says that she wasn't being offered 4K for just the entire thing. She was being offered 4K, right? A session, which is $1,000 an hour, which is well above her union rate of the voice acting union that she's a part of, right? And her counter offer that she was asking for, right? And I'm not going to tell her that, oh, you can't ask, whatever you feel like you're worth it. She feels like she's worth it, right? So, if she don't feel like they're giving her what her's worth, then, then move on or whatever. But she was asking for over 6 figures, right? We don't know the exact sum number, so let's just say 100,000 plus residuals. Now, here's the thing. The new voice actress, Jennifer Hale, who's way more prestigious, because Helena Taylor, all she does is Bayonetta. Y'all want to know what her last work was in terms of video game voice acting? Was Bayonetta 2, 8 years ago. Her only resume is Bayonetta when it comes to voice acting. All she does is stage acting and stuff like that, right? But Helena Taylor does a shit ton of work. She's female Shepard for Mass Effect. She does.
You mean Jennifer Hale's that?
Yeah,
you said Helena Taylor.
She's a more prestigious voice actor than Helena Taylor, so you would imagine she gets paid more. Guess what? She doesn't make that much in a 4-hour session. She doesn't make 100K. You know what I mean? So that's why you saw like other voice actors came out and be like, "Well, this is how much I get paid," and yeah, this is just normal shit. Some because you didn't really see a lot of voice actors truly rally behind her like that and whatnot. So it was a situation where, and she also spread misinformation about how much the series made without merchandise. She said the series has made $450 million without merchandise. That is not true, because Bayonetta 1 sold less than $1 million, and Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U sold like 500,000 or 600,000, and then on the Switch it sold $1 million, so like 1.6 or whatever. In order for that franchise to make 450,000, it would have sold around 10 million at full price. The entire franchise is like a total around maybe 2 million or something like that. So I don't know if she got some misinformation or whatever, but she clearly wasn't 100% honest and upfront. And I think if she would have been honest and upfront and didn't do the whole throw the other voice actors under the bus or whatever, she wouldn't have this now people flipping the switch. I'll be like, yo, what? Then she lied and shit like that. And even the other voice actress responded, and she was like, she couldn't say anything because she was on the NDA, but she was like, listen, my work speaks for itself. And you're also, and please, to the fans, keep an open mind that there's many people that worked on the project that are hardworking and stuff like that. And she also started liking and retweeting threads that were people were saying, hey, y'all need to think critically and not emotionally, because there's some stuff that she's saying that's not true and stuff like that. So pretty much she wasn't honest up front. She tried to skew it in a way that Platinum was lowballing her when they actually really wanted to work with her. and they actually, they offer her what they can. Because imagine this: imagine she takes that 100K with residuals. Guess what? Now the Japanese Bayonetta is gonna feel some type of way, and she's gonna be like, "Well, why the fuck she's getting that much? Let me get this much." And then the other Bayonetta are gonna feel that type of way, and then at that point, it's like that's damn near the fucking budget of the goddamn game. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if it's low or high or anything like that, but all I know is the most prestigious voice actor. It's not like it's not like a Naughty Dog game where it's like you're doing months of motion capture acting. You're going there for 4 days in the booth, reading lines and stuff like that. You're not doing anything physical or anything like that, right? But yeah, so it completely backfired on her. The boycott is actually doing a reverse effect because prior to her rant, right, Bayonetta was number 60 on Amazon. The next day after her rant, it's 24. Then it went down to 25 and stuff like that. Now in the new releases, it's in the top 5. It's up there with Pokemon and God of War and shit like that because TMZ covered it and stuff like that. So the game is actually gonna sell more. And here's the thing: a lot of the people that were saying, "Oh, boycott this and boycott that," she asked people to take that money and put it in donations. Nobody was taking their money and put it in donations. I put my money in donations, right? Not the full $60, but I put some money into donations, and I kept my Bayonetta pre-order, right? And a lot of those people didn't even know that there was even a voice change because Jennifer Hale does a very good Bayonetta voice already, and a lot of people couldn't even tell the difference or whatever. So it's a case that she's feeling bitter because she thought she had leeway of saying, well, no, I'm gonna walk away because I am Bayonetta, and think that they wouldn't find anybody else. They found somebody else, and even when they find somebody else, they offer her to do a cameo experience, appearance for one session, right? Which would have been the 4K. Because if you looked at the last trailer, we know that the original Bayonetta dies, and there's multiple Bayonettas because it's a multiverse and shit like that. So they even offer, it's like, yo, can you come back and at least do the cameo for the original Bayonetta? No, she didn't, and she refused that, and she thought she was way more worth because she does theater acting. Like, to me, I'm thinking it's like, yo, if this was the job you were relying on, why didn't your agent find you a whole bunch of other voice acting jobs as well? All she did was Bayonetta. Literally, that's all she did. The last game she did was Smash Brothers. Why? Because it has Bayonetta in it. You know what I mean? So it's like, why didn't you build up your portfolio so you're more in demand, right? Like a Jennifer Hale or like a Troy Baker. So then she could have at least negotiated more. She probably wouldn't have got the amount that she asked for, but she could have got more because I'm pretty sure Platinum Games is probably paying Jennifer Hale more than what they were paying Helena Taylor. But Jennifer Hale isn't getting the 100K plus residuals that she was asking for. She was asking for more than what other actors that are more prestigious gets and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, you got to be realistic. I understand, know your worth, know your value, know your credentials, but at the same time, you got to be realistic, right? Because it's smooth. If I go to your job and you've been at your job for 10 years and I go in there and be like, I want to get higher pay than what Kid Smooth is making, you're going to be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, nah, get out of here, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Well, it was a saga that went on for what 2 or 3 days before it became like BS. I'm assuming it's like over now. Like, given that the information today kind of verified that the information that she was like offered more than just a 4K.
Yeah, and she said it's to be fair, she said it's all a lie, right? But here's my thing, right? Cool. Can y'all still hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
If it's all a lie, cool. She said she received a letter from Kamiya himself with the final offer of the 4K. So she's already broken NDA, right? She's already broken NDA. So if it's all a lie, show us the letter of the final offer. Or if you don't want to keep breaking more NDAs, right? Jason Schreier actually emailed her, right, when he was doing his story, right? Bloomberg, right, to comment, and she responded back, well, it's all a lie. Why couldn't she show the letter to Jason Schreier so he can confirm and he could come out and be like, well, I seen the letter and I seen this, that, in the documents or whatever, and yeah, shit ain't adding up or whatever, and he would have reported on that, right? But she didn't do that. You know what she said? It's all a lie, and I'm putting this in, and I'm just ready to put the series behind me. So it's not like she's even going to show any receipts at all or any proof of what she's saying.
Yo, all I gotta say is thank you to her for maybe allowing this game to hit 1 million in 2 months. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. The game maybe will hit 1 million.
Well, Bayonetta 2
Let's
as
go.
a port
Let's
hit
go.
1 million on the Switch, and that was just a port.
Yeah, and that took how long?
Yeah, it took a while.
Exactly.
No, the game is
that took like fucking 4 years.
No, but the game is gonna sell. Obviously, I don't think the game is gonna be any crazy. I think the game is probably gonna hit maybe like 2.5, maybe 3 million lifetime.
That would be surprising. That would be surprising.
Well, everything on the Switch is selling way better. Everything on the Switch is selling way better. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it selling way better would be like it hitting 1 million in like 2 months, like in a year. That would be way better because none of the.
No,
I don't even think Bayonetta 1 hit
about 1 million in a year.
What? When?
What? Yeah. Bayonetta 2. Yeah.
Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 on the Switch. On the Wii U, no, I didn't hit in 1 million at all.
What I'm about to say? What?
Yeah,
it eventually
like 2 or 3 times more on the Switch than it did the Wii U.
I don't remember it hitting 1 million in a year though. I definitely don't. In on the Switch, I don't remember that. But yeah, that game just doesn't sell. But she helped it out, so giving it coverage. Maybe
it did the reverse effect. Yeah,
I would just
smooth.
But yeah, I'm here.
Because these high action games don't even like even Devil May Cry like only hit like what 3 million in like 3 years or some shit like that. Like these high action games don't sell crazy like that.
I think it's at 5 now.
No, the last reporting was like 3 million. I think it was it? It might be at 5 now.
For Devil May Cry 5, they just announced that it hit 6 million.
Okay. On multiple platforms, right?
Yeah.
You know, that shit's struggle.
Now, Nick, you had mentioned something. What was it?
No, go ahead. I forgot. I forgot already.
I mean, like moon face guy talk about I'm boycotting
Moonface.
Wait, you said Moonface guy?
Made the game.
And keep on dreaming. That guy.
Yeah, all these people, bro, they didn't put up none of their donations and shit like that. And then when the report came out today, those same people, you know what they said? Well, I don't know who to believe. Bitch, y'all believed her right away. Like y'all believe it. And here's the thing, like I was on her side.
Always believe women, by the way.
Always believe the Karens. Right? Always believe the white women crying, right?
It's always women in general. Always believe women, and that's how you.
Like here's the thing, like I feel for her, like to me, her frustration and her saltiness is justified, right? Because she was Bayonetta. She's the original English voice actor from Bayonetta and stuff like that, right? But I think she still could have been upfront with like how much the offer really was, without throwing the other ones under the bus and stuff like that. And I think even still, people would have rallied behind her and stuff like that. But because she wasn't truthful all the way, and she's not showing in the receipts and proof, and she disrespected the other voice actor, and it was uncalled for that the other voice actor received unnecessary harassment, because we knew over a year ago that she wasn't returning. They said that she wasn't returning a year ago. Nobody was rallying up. Nobody was saying delay the game, recast. None of this shit until she made these videos. But hey, as a Bayonetta fan, I'm kind of glad she did, because like what Blessed Red said, she boosted up the sales a little bit. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean,
and now when the game drops and it gets high review scores, like if Bayonetta 2 has like a 92 or some shit like that, and the previews are saying that it's better than Bayonetta 2 so far. So
hopefully,
if it gets like high 80s or low 90s or some shit like that, a lot of people are gonna flip flop. So
I never like talked about it really. I didn't really like pay it no mind, but I just saw it like on the offhand. I kept seeing like the same people like quote retweeting the same shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I saw some goofy motherfuckers like, oh, I'm gonna double dip now. It's like, that's fucking weird. But nah, like, yeah, I'm a double dip now. Fucking weird ass niggas. But no, but so I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But then, like, as the story progresses, I started seeing more articles. I'm like, all right, yeah, she's on some fuck shit. I'm like, yeah, she's on some fuck shit. I ain't rocking with that shit.
Yeah,
here's the thing people need to understand. Like, people have this stupid. Let me not say that right, but people have this. People need to understand different games have different budgets, right? So they'll everybody thinks if a game doesn't sell 10 million, it's a flop, right? So obviously they greenlit a third game, right? Meaning that even like if you say the sales, right? But if you compare it to other games, but if you're saying no, it's a flop, to them it's not a flop, because that's like saying Returnal is a flop when PlayStation said that no, it was a success even with the 500,000 because the budget, the time, and the money and stuff like that. So when people throw up the whole flop or Bayonetta only sold 1 million, it's a flop or whatever, they don't understand nothing of what they're talking about when it comes to like budgeting, marketing, and what the sales expectations of these games.
You said Sony said that.
Yeah, I agree.
Returnal wasn't a flop.
They
said it was a very success. The reason they said that is because if you look at the rest of their portfolio, Housemarque literally, that's their best-selling game ever. Like they sold more copies of that game than they ever sold of any other game within any of that same time period. Like it's their best-selling game.
They said that because of their budget, right?
I mean, they said it was a success. I don't know specifically as to why they said it was a success, but they just said it was a success. They said that they had a good return on investment. So right. I assume
I'm just
that you know,
because that game, like I said, like not every game is made the same way. Not every game has the same sales expectation. Some games can hit 2 million and it'd be fucking amazing for that game. Some games can hit 6 million and it's a flop because
let me ask you a question, huge
big budget. Like if God of War Ragnarok only sells 10 million lifetime sales, that's considered a flop for that game because the previous one did 20 million, right? Yeah. But that doesn't mean we take God of War Ragnarok and be like, well, Bayonetta only sold.
No, don't compare it to that.
It's a flop.
I got a better one for you.
It doesn't work that way.
I got a better one for you, Chris. Wow. Compare it to what's that motorcycle game that joint was garbage. I mean, my bad.
Motorcycle?
I'm only treating it like Days Gone, yo.
Days Gone. Wow,
like yo.
I think Days Gone sold like 8 million or some shit like that.
I really don't like. I don't like.
They weren't. Sony wasn't fucking with that game.
Hold on, I'm not finished.
They stopped talking about it.
I'm not finished though. That versus Returnal, right? Like, look at the budgets, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? What, they didn't get a return on that investment? Is what y'all telling me?
The thing is,
no, they never said Days Gone was a flop though. Days Gone sold 8 million, so I'm pretty sure they got the money back.
Yeah, but they ain't got no sequel coming though, bro.
Sony weren't. Well, yeah, you got it.
they didn't like how the game was. Well, here's the thing though, Nick. Guess who said they didn't want a sequel to Days Gone?
Who?
It wasn't Sony.
Oh,
it was Ben Studios. Yeah,
it was Ben
Studios. That article came out. Yeah, they didn't want a sequel. They didn't.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it really was.
What do you call it? They didn't.
So it wasn't.
Nah.
Yeah, it wasn't like Sony Ben went to PlayStation and be like, "Yo, we want a sequel," and PlayStation said no. No, Sony Ben themselves, after they got rid of the other guys that made Days Gone, they say that they didn't want to do a sequel and they want to do something new. So
yeah, but the truth is though, hold on. The truth is though, they seen the real Sony that we starting to see now. The ones who's lying about all the stuff that they like. Look, they the same ones that saying that Microsoft is bad at what they doing, and they cool with. You know what I mean? The little third party deals that they doing. You know what I'm saying? They know that. So they try and be in good grace, bro. Like, let's just keep it real.
I mean, there's another component about that. There was another article that came out and like that was talking about how a dev from Housemarque was like, yo, we didn't know what this game was gonna be was gonna sell for. When we were shocked when we heard 70, we were like, 70? Huh? 70? They were shocked. So it's like, yeah, they weren't expecting no $70 game for that shit. They were probably, I don't know what they were expecting, but they were expecting 70. But yeah, so
I guess.
Like, so and I mean the game sold better than all their previous games at a higher asking price. So, and Sony said that they had a good return on investment, so it was a success. But to Twitter, it was a failure.
Yeah, I mean,
But
they better have.
but to the actual company, it was a success. So.
A better return on investment. You sell a $30 game for $70. You know what I mean?
They're making their money, dog.
They're
making their money.
So what we got? So there's a couple. There's this game that came out. That I'm contemplating putting a finger on it. It's called. It's actually in my cart. It's called. No One's Heroes Nostalgia or something like that. Where it's I'll get the official name right here. There we go. It's called The Last Hero of Nostalgia. It's literally like a Dark Souls ripoff, but you play as like a stick figure. And
what?
Yeah, like it's it pretty much borrows from other like popular games, but mostly from the Souls genre. And the world starts off as like pixelated and like 2D, and then as you get along, you unlock, you know, bonfires and whatnot. They're called something else. You turn that area to like a 3D, like a decent looking game. And like the armor you put on, it'll become more like and once you're like fully armored, it looks like an actual, like, okay, this looks like a regular Souls game. But I guess the concept of it is like a bit tricky. But it's called The Last Hero of Nostalgia. I just figured it would probably catch on. It's like $25, but it's a complete ripoff of the show's genre. But I think it's done that obviously purposely. But figure some of you guys in this the show might be interested in that. Kind of was like a shadow drop. So this week it was very like this whole 30 frames per second thing.
Console gamers getting beat the fuck down.
It started now, even though like now the scary thing is, and it's just the lack of us like, you know, paying attention. Now, early next gen games, only games, were actually, unfortunately, 30 frames per second. Like the medium is only on PS5 and Series and PC, and that was limited to 30 frames per second. Flight Sim limited to 30 frames per second unless you're playing with VR. You get up to maybe 50, 44 or something like that.
Yeah, but you're not getting higher.
In essence, it's a 30 frames per second game if you don't have a VR display, right?
Yeah.
And and after that, you know, outside those highlights, and then of course, you know, like PlayStation, their exclusives, they've had a performance mode, but their you know, fidelity modes all ran at like the default 30 at the 4K. So for a while, we started to get like this, like, and not even, it didn't start off with those games. The games from the jump were coming out, you know, 60 FPS, 60 FPS, 60 FPS.
The cross-gen titles.
Yeah, the cross-gen. So they were
the cross-gen period that y'all want to end so badly. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yes, sir. So let's get into it.
So we got like 2 years of just what it feels like, of just like constant. All right, every game really. Oh, this is 60. It's to the point where we ain't even asking no more. It's just
it was already there.
It's just all right, that's 60, right? And
like what I told people before, I said expect mainly the first parties, right? Like PlayStation first parties to have the options, but some of the third parties, nope. Some of them aren't gonna have it.
So Gotham Knights. Now, my thing is, how did it come? Like, did somebody catch an early copy? But to the point, because I don't feel like this wasn't a formal announcement. They had to reply to rumor.
It was a rumor.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a rumor. Yeah. It was somebody in their Discord replying to the rumor, and then everyone in the Discord after that, they went crazy. Some of the comments I saw, because I know people in Discord that are in that Discord. Some of the comments they were saying some crazy shit. They were like, I don't even like Nazis or greater than 30 FPS or like terror. Like I don't. They were saying some crazy shit. They were hurt, man.
And they just got done with 2 generations of 30 FPS AAA games. That's why, like, I don't understand. Like, this whole thing is like
it's because they got used to a new norm. That's the problem. Y'all got used to
It doesn't even matter because when I was used to that new norm, when I got my PC in 2014, right, and then I got my PlayStation and I started primarily playing on my PlayStation. The thing is, like, this is how I see it, right? I'm always gonna say higher frame rates are always the better way to play. If there's an option, for the most part, I would usually choose the higher frame rates, unless it's a rare exception like Horizon Forbidden West, only because the shimmering effect really bothered me at that 60 FPS mode before they patched it. So guess what? I played the majority of the game. I still play on the Switch, right? So to me, I want games to have the 60 FPS options. But if it doesn't, if it's a game I really want to play, right? If it's an exclusive game I really want to play, 30 FPS is not going to stop me from playing it. After a while, my eyes adjust, and I don't even really think about it that much anymore. I'm not saying it's not noticeable. Some people go as far and says, I can't notice the difference between 30 and 60. That is complete bullshit, Cap. No, that is complete fucking cap. But
and I think
at a minimum, though, at a minimum, there should always be an option. I don't see a reason why Gotham Knights, from what I'm seeing, knowing that Arkham Knight looks better, I don't see why at a minimum on the Series X and the PS5, maybe not the Series S, have a lower resolution, even 1080p 60, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, have a lower resolution option and stuff like that. So you know, and I remember, I don't know if you remember, I said this, Bless, when we were talking about the power of the console. I said, listen, we don't need no pro unless we start going back to 30 FPS only games.
And I knew this would happen, bro. I'm a fucking prophet. I knew it.
That's why I'm not too worried about it. It's like, yeah, it's and here's the thing. The developers, they don't really not gonna give two fucks about it because there is no data that shows that 30 FPS games lower sales. It doesn't lower. Doesn't. Most people do not care, which is why they end up not caring. The people who truly care get on PC. And like I said, it's coming from people who was playing 30 FPS and was fine playing 30 FPS. Now that they got on, these new consoles and 60 FPS and stuff like that, now it's impossible. Just like these people, dudes on PC, they got a PC. Now they're on PC. Now all consoles, I can't do it and shit like that. It's like, I don't fucking know. Yeah. Listen, everybody's gonna play what they want. Play with your preferences. Me personally, yes, 60 FPS should be at least an option at a minimum, right? At least an option. But if a game is 30 FPS only, personally, no. You think I'm not gonna play Tears of the Kingdom on my Switch next year and not be the game of the year? Fuck no. You know, but it is what it is,
bro. The amount. Oh shit, I missed a call. The amount of nonsense that I have seen, bro. The amount of nonsense, bro. Console gamers was losing their minds. They were talking about. Hold on, they were talking about like. Hold on, they were talking about like, oh, like you can't see the difference between 60 and 120 FPS. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, oh, the human. It went back to the dumbass argument. The human eye can't see past 60 FPS. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's debunked.
What the fuck? Are you stupid?
1,000 FPS.
That's Ray. You ain't missing no call, bro. Like, I ain't want to get past that. Like, you ain't missing no call, bro.
No, I absolutely did. I could take a screenshot of my.
It was a scam. It was a scam call, bro.
It was a call on WhatsApp, so it wasn't a scam.
Starfield's gonna be 30 FPS only. I'm calling it right now.
We're moving on. It's a WhatsApp call. Yes.
Oh, bro, you getting scammed, bro.
Starfield.
They don't have scam calls on what? What are you talking about? Jesus.
But Starfield is
gonna have scam calls on WhatsApp. Everybody gonna just scam.
Why is this a topic?
What are you talking about, Nick?
Bro, Nick, why are you on this still?
You said it.
Bro, I said that for 2 seconds and moved on.
It don't matter.
We on the topic, bro.
You said WhatsApp? Oh man, that's crazy. He said ain't no scams on WhatsApp.
I don't even think he can hear us, bro.
Yeah.
My brother in Christ. All right, moving on. Bro, okay. Moving this man. Fuck? I can't. What the fuck was that? All right. All right. So for real, this 30 FPS shit. All right. I don't even know where to begin. All right, let's just keep it with Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, no, does it look as good as Arkham Knights? It doesn't, no. But it is not Arkham Knights was not an open world co-op experience where it's possibly untethered, where people can go to every inch of the open world at the same time.
Yeah, but you can do that in Dying Light 2 and it's 60 FPS.
But that's the thing though. There's different engines, might be different APIs.
Yeah, it's different. Honestly, I think that's an excuse though, but go ahead.
That's not really an excuse. I mean, you can only do what you can do with said engine. I mean, there's limitations across everything,
tracing, dude.
But
but if we see other games that have open world co-op where you can go over it and they offer 60 FPS,
are they going to be on the same engine?
Well,
are they going to be the same untethered?
Hold on, don't they use Unreal? Isn't this an Unreal Engine?
It's an Unreal Engine 4. It's Unreal Engine 4, but they also said
that's not an excuse. That's even worse.
I mean, there's how many Unreal Engine 4 games that have untethered co-op where every person could go to the opposite side of the actual world.
You think that's really like?
I mean, how many co-op games have tethers where if you go too far, Halo Infinite has a tether. You go too far, zoop. Teleport.
Yeah, but at least it's 60 FPS. At least at 120 FPS.
Because of the limitations they put on in order to keep the fucking
Gotham
game
Knights
running.
don't need to be freaking co-op. It's a damn Batman game.
It's about the Batman. It's about the Batman. What do you call it?
I guarantee you ain't like that game better be 8 hours. I guarantee you ain't nobody gonna be playing that shit in co-op.
What game you comparing it to though, bro? Like,
what do you mean?
You said it's being tethered. What co-op?
I'm saying it's untethered co-op within Unreal Engine 4.
Right.
No, there's not. We can't even name untethered co-op games that are in.
Yeah. Ark Survival.
That game runs like game runs like shit, man.
Yeah, I know it does.
That game runs like dookie water. But all right. But seriously though, honestly, the way I see it, when okay, so the news hit and I was
ground is not tethered.
Hold on, real quick.
You can't compare it.
Hold on, best friend. That could be a point with the whole co-op and such. But what if I'm playing just single player without co-op?
And that's
that's their choice. They literally were like, whatever. That's their choice. They didn't want to do that.
Well,
they didn't want to go that far. But let me go further.
Grounded is Unreal Engine 4 4-player co-op untethered.
Is this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what?
It was built in a shoebox. But moving on.
But all of them was. Even Ark was. He brought up Ark. Ark was.
Ark runs like shit and looks like shit.
Ark is unoptimized, yeah.
Grounded looks okay for its art style, but I mean, if we're gonna talk realistically, Gotham Knights is still more.
The Gotham Knights don't look better than Arkham Knight.
That's like.
But you're making comparisons that these aren't. You can't connect the dots. He said grounded, and now we're moving on. Like you.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to connect the dots.
You mentioned the engine, but I'm just saying like the whole thing was like Gotham Knights was like, yo, Arkham Knights looks better. Okay, the co-op.
Yeah, absolutely, it looked better.
The untethered co-op technical aspects that could be a true thing, right? But what about if I'm not playing co-op and there's a single player? You know, I'm playing offline.
Yeah, and that's their choice to not do anything with that. All right, fair enough. But what I'm trying to get to, the point is when I'm not defending this game, I'm not buying this shit. I don't care. Just letting you know, I don't care. I'm not buying it.
You had to throw that in there.
I mean, I'm just making it clear that I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm not buying this shit. Like, all right, but so. When I looked at the minimum and required and the recommended the CPUs for this game, I was like, that's probably why that's the bottleneck. That Series S guy, that guy was a fucking liar. The guy didn't even work on the game. I think the bottleneck is the CPU. The minimum required CPU is a Ryzen 3600. Yes, that CPU has less cores. But what is more important in most games is actual frequency, which is higher than both consoles, and it has more cache, has a lot more cache, which is important in games. So if the minimum required to get 1080p 60 FPS at low settings, and we don't even know. We don't even know if it's a even stable 60 FPS with the graphics card being a 6060 Ti or RX 590. We don't even know if that's a stable 60.
Yeah.
But that's the lowest minimum to even obtain 60 FPS. I can see why the consoles are limited to 30.
Well, we'll see if we see like stutterings and shit like that, like
if that thing drop a blip below 30 frames per second, then that game like
GPU and shit like that. But this is why like the whole GPU and the SSD and shit like that came about when it comes to like, well, so some of the workloads can be put off the CPU when it comes to the not saying it's gonna significantly boost some shit, but it's like, to me it's like the fact that they could have still had the option even for offline and stuff like that. It's like, because we've seen games look like I understand it's different engines, different coding and stuff like that, so maybe the way that they coded it is very intensive on the CPU and shit like that, but we've seen games that look better than that run at 60.
It can, yeah, but it's multiple factors. It's not just like, oh, why can't you just press the button for 60? Like, you know.
But
I get it, but you see, it's not impossible.
But here's the thing,
because if they add a 60 FPS patch like a month later or some shit like that, then you know, we'll see.
But then
that 60 FPS patch, when we can see how that shit runs as well. We'll definitely see.
And we see that thing is if they even do the 60 FPS patch, then that puts them even under more scrutiny. It's like, all right, so
absolutely,
you were lying. But the thing is that's when I'll probably buy it. You know what I mean? If it's on, because I was actually looking forward to this game, but like, I'm sorry, like when you, like, for example, it's one thing with a Plague's Tale, but at least with a Plague's Tale, you can see like, okay, this looks
I got some
pretty amazing, and you can consider the PC requirements. It's like, okay, this might be harmful to consoles, right? But when I look at, like Chris said, I look at Gotham Knights and I'm looking at Arkham Knight, and they're like 8 years apart, and I'm like, dude,
I'll say the GPU requirements for Gotham Knights, it's not that bad, though. It's 1660 Ti is kind of like.
What is that
for 60 FPS?
What is that? A potato?
It's higher than a 1060. Like, it's higher than a 1060.
Yeah, it's like a 1060 Ti equivalent.
Like, it's for 60 FPS. For low quality settings to get 1080p. But the CPU is where I was like, what the fuck? That's why I say, like, I'm pretty sure it's a CPU bottleneck.
So can it run on a Steam Deck?
Probably not. I mean, a Plague Tale can't.
Well, probably at like 800p for 30 FPS or some shit.
Or it may not boot at all. Like, there are games that you just can't boot because it's not powerful enough. It is what it is. Like a Plague Tale literally won't boot. Like yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be playing Steam Deck trying to play like next gen games. I'm not playing that shit on Steam Deck. I'm playing that shit on my PC.
Yeah, this is why I tell people like handheld gaming is for specific types of games.
Yeah, it's for indie games, JRPGs, like emulation. Like, yeah,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, like it's not my main PC. That's for damn sure. Like, I'm not gonna use it as my main PC. But yeah, Gotham Knights. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna transition over to a Plague Tale. I want to talk about a Plague Tale.
Let's bring it on.
Go ahead. Here's the thing: like the whole point is clearly 30 FPS only games are still going to be a thing this generation. Yeah. Whether it's going to be a ton of them or just a couple of them, or maybe it's just like the really more graphically intensive AAA games and stuff like that. That has yet to be determined. But this is going to be I'm going to see all those people that says, no, I refuse to pay anything at 30 FPS. Listen,
they about to buckle their knees.
I already covered my ass and say, listen, I prefer 60 or higher, but but if that's the only option that I get because I don't have a PC, a powerful PC like that, then I'll still play the game. Because I'm telling you right now, because we heard Todd Howard said this, he doesn't care about frame rates. That frame rates are only important to sports games and shooting games, right? Or competitive games. Starfield's gonna be 30 FPS only, bro. I'm telling you.
It's not on last generation. I do feel like it's gonna be 30, especially because Bethesda makes it. Bethesda doesn't really make 60 FPS games like at all. That Fallout 4 shit, that shit was like, that was a mod, and then they were like, "Oh,
Todd
maybe
Howard
we should do it as well."
care.
But like, yeah, Todd Howard, he doesn't give a fuck. That game is gonna be 30 FPS. I mean, I would say I put money on that, but I don't make bets online. So, but
I'm not gonna put money on it, but I think it's a high. We'll see, but I want to see the people flip flop when that happens.
Well, we're
Because
already flip flopping because we're playing freaking the Plague Tale. So like, and like. The thing is, yeah, it sucks, and if Starfield to the point I can't be surprised if it is, because looking at the showing and then the history of Bethesda games, right? It's like, okay, you know, the chances. What are the chances this is probably going to be 30 FPS? You know what I mean? and
what I'm hoping for, Bless Red, is if we get to this point again, right? I'm hoping for that instead of 30, they can at least raise the minimum, at least to like 40. You know what I mean?
The thing is, you can't. No, okay. So the problem is with that, you need a VRR display.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get a bunch of judder and inconsistent frame pacing. That's bad. But no, not everyone has a VRR display, so you can't do that. Unfortunately, you just can't.
Right.
You can have the option, but you can't have that as the native.
Option, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you just and then on top of that, still like you still get these 40 FPS modes, and the frame rate still not stable in that shit because it's still too demanding. It still doesn't have enough headroom to be a locked 40, so it's like funny.
Yeah, because it has to be in there's certain ways, and like not every 30 FPS feels exactly the same. There's some that feels better because it has better frame pacing and stuff like that.
Like Horizon's 30 FPS felt like shit. Like I tried it, like I wasn't gonna play it in 30 FPS, but for Forbidden West, I just turned it on. I'm like, I can't do this. It was like immediately I don't know how people played it like that. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit felt like 20 FPS.
Wow. Well, to me at least,
like I was playing a N64 game. Or
after like an hour, I get used to it. And it doesn't bother me that much anymore. When I first, like that first 30 minutes to an hour, I was like, oh shit, this shit is like a slideshow. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But everybody's different and shit like that. Like, you know, clearly Blessed Red truly cares about this, so he has a PC for it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. What it is. It's like, yo. And here's the thing, Smooth. It's like you already have a more powerful Xbox already. You know what I mean? And it's your PC. So
you
know. I don't know why you don't make that your primary.
No, because it's not that. It's decent, but it's not good enough to be a primary. If I ever get my hands on like a 4090 or something like that, then I'll get rid of like all my consoles and stuff.
You know why it's Smooth? Because you don't use DLSS. Use it.
That's true. DLSS do be saving the performance on these games. That's a fact. DLSS do be coming in clutch, but if you have a 4090, that's you get fuck you frame rates. On any game, you just get fuck you frame rates. So, I mean, it is what it is. But on to A Plague Tale. Now, this game is a next-gen game. All right? This game is next generation. The recommended GPU to get 60 FPS at 1080p Ultra is a fucking 3070. Smooth has a 3070 Ti. I have a 3080. That's not that far off. It's like 25% difference. To get 1080p Ultra, 1080p, or if you have a graphics or if you have a AMD, it's a 6800 XT. That is way better than the GPUs that it's in the consoles right now. That's like 50% better. So yeah, getting 60 FPS in A Plague Tale, there was no fucking way. It was not on the board. And people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for a patch." Good luck. There's not gonna be I promise you, there's not gonna be a magical patch that's gonna just magically make it go to 60. They would have to implement what do you call it? They would have to implement FSR 2.0, which is, for some reason, I don't know if it actually supported on the PS5. But I know it's supported on the Series X and the S, but I don't know if it's supported on the PS5. Like, they would have to use that at like balanced setting or something. Like it would have to be like at a super low resolution. Like you know how like they'll have like, oh, this game is like 4K, but it's like FSR down and it's like internal res is like 1080p. The internal res is gonna have to be like 720 or like the internal res is gonna have to be like a Switch game type res in order to get 60 FPS.
Shout out to the Switch. Bayonetta 3 doing 60, baby. Let's go.
Cause I'm just saying, I mean that frame is gonna probably be terrible, but
Yeah.
but I'm just saying,
but it's gonna be higher than Gotham Knights.
that is a fact. That is a fact. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm running the game at 1440, but I'm using DLSS. Make that very clear. I'm using DLSS and quality at 1440, so internal res is like 960p, so it's under 1080p. But I'm running it at ultra settings, and I haven't gotten under 60 FPS. But I've seen reviewers. Skill Up was playing this shit. He was using a 2080 Ti and a 3700X, and he couldn't get 60 FPS, even at 1080p, with DLSS. So literally, the card, a 2080 Ti is literally like the equivalent of a 3070, but it's sometimes better in certain games. But he was using the equivalent. And basically, the required better than the required CPU, and he was still not getting 60 FPS locked. So you know for damn sure that game is demanding. Though, Asobo Studios, they definitely they can hold that because all of their games look fucking incredible. A Plague Tale 1 looked incredible for its time. It was one of the best looking games I played on PC back in 2019.
You know, I still never even played. I have it, but I never played it.
You gotta play it. It's not even a long game. I
want to play hide and seek with rats.
12 hours. Oh man. But yeah, joking. Like
I hear it's good.
Yeah, it's definitely good. And like that game looked incredible. Flight Simulator looks fucking incredible. And now this game, it's the best looking game I've played. Without ray tracing, like
yeah, but Gotham Knights so far doesn't look too incredible in terms of next gen.
What's keeping that game like? Does that got ray tracing? Is it going to be a native 4K?
The tethered co-op smooth. That's what it is, bro.
The CPU, I think it's the CPU requirements. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's whatever the network infrastructure they have for that game. That's what's or the network infrastructure or the streaming that's required,
bruh.
That's probably the problem.
Them dudes coded that game at DeVry University, bro. Like ridiculous, man.
Oh, dang.
Man, it was Full Sail year 1 students.
Yeah, man.
Callisto Protocol, they sent some shots out there, but like our game is coming December 2nd. We have 60 FPS option, and Callisto Protocol is fucking amazing. But it is.
The thing is, Callisto is on last gen, so it better be.
Yeah, it is a cross-gen game, but the visuals though, that shit looks next gen though. Like that shit looks crazy. But
yeah.
We'll see. Like I said, bro. Like all what was said is like, yeah, 30 FPS is still here. It's still here to stay, but we need a goddamn option, man. We need the option. But
no, I get that. I'll say though, I made the argument that truly next generation games, they're not going to be at 60 FPS. Like first gen, third gen, it does or first party, third party. If they're truly next generation, they would use the resources that whatever they need to put within that frame budget, or was it that frame time budget? They would utilize way more stuff to make it actually truly next gen instead of going for 60 FPS. That's the cold hard truth. If you want something to truly be next generation,
he's right. Yeah,
it would have to be 30 FPS.
Yeah, because I remember digital. I think it was John from Digital Founder. He did a video on this where he was talking about how these developers that go for 30, they can do more with
a lot more within the same frame time. Budget.
Yeah, they can do a lot more within the same frame time and stuff like that, which increases visuals. And what sells games to majority of people is visuals, not frame rates and stuff like that. Unfortunately for us that cares about it, there's not enough people that truly cares about it, like I said, because they can make a 30 FPS only game and there's no indication that it will sell less because it's 30 FPS. You know, so
yeah, and that's the cold hard truth, and that's why I truly feel that there will be a PS5 Pro and a Series X Pro, because people are gonna want these hardcore gamers are gonna want 60 FPS, but they're not gonna be able to get it. So where they gotta go?
Console, yeah, they gotta get the Pro. They
gotta get the Pro model.
Yeah, because they better not do the whole shit what they did with the PS4 Pro, where all the PS4 Pro was just a resolution bump, and that's it. Like no performance bump or anything like that. So if they do Pro, they need to make sure there's like these games that are so much in demand that they can only do 30 on the PS5 and the Series X has that 60 FPS option on the Pro. That will be the selling point.
If these games are hitting like 30 F now, because these are some decent CPUs in these games. So then what these Pro consoles gotta be clocked at like 4.5 gigahertz? Like what the heck?
The thing is like the thing is, I mean, I think they would still be on the same architecture. I think they'll still use Zen 2. I don't think they would switch to Zen 3 because that's they did some changes to they made some changes to like the core layout and stuff. Like they did some micro.
Yeah, it would be
they did some changes. So I think they would just be another Zen 2, but maybe at a higher clock speed, because you got to keep in mind that the consoles they're versus the actual CPU that's in them, like on PC, it's actually they're downclocked. Like they don't boost as high as the regular ones. Like it's basically the CPU that's in there is basically like a mobile CPU, or the one that's on desktop is 3700X, but you could also look at the APU, which is closer to what it is, which is a 4700. What was it? A 4700U, which is essentially 8 cores, but it can boost up to like what it can boost up to like 4.4 gigahertz, whereas the consoles besides the PS5 it fluctuates, but it doesn't go past 3.5. Like that's a 1 gigahertz that's a significant amount of speed that's being left on the table. And on top of that, they have less cache as well, which also the 4700U has less cache than regular 3700X. So it's like, I mean, they're definitely good CPUs, but if they want to, if you want to push the envelope, there's only so far you can push it still. There's only so much you can do. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, sure, like the PS5 specifically can tap into the geometry engine or whatnot, but still, the CPU, it's not magic, bro. It has its limitations. Zen 2 can only go so fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're getting much faster CPUs on PC already. So it's like we're on PC, it's not going to be a problem because we're already there. We're going to be able to hit these 60 FPS. We're going to be able to hit 60 FPS because we have that headroom above the consoles. But the new baseline is going to be the consoles, and of course, the minimum and recommended specs on PC is obviously going to be lifted because you have to focus on the console. So people are going to, people on PC are going to have to buy new shit, and
they're going to have to upgrade. Yeah, they're going to have to.
They're going to have to
SSDs and everything like that because they're going to make games that can no longer run on hard drives as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like
that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on like for them to get away from the hard drive, because they're still making even these next gen. Because I'm pretty sure Arkham Gotham Knights, you can still run it on a hard drive, right?
Yeah.
Sure, but
but see, that's how they need to start getting away with designs that surpass the hard drives. Yeah.
The thing is, like, you can see some of the changes, or you can see what an SSD is doing for some certain games, like Spider-Man on PC. There's a video out, or I think there might be multiple videos out, where you can see, the game running on a hard drive versus an SSD. The frame times on the hard drive were terrible because they're just, like, it's not fast enough. It's trying to. Spider-Man is very streaming heavy in terms of like streaming in information,
loading in
assets and streaming in information. Yeah. And the hard drive was just struggling. It was struggling to keep pace, and you could tell by the frame times. The frame times were awful. It was probably stuttery as fuck. So, yeah, I don't know why the fuck these people are making fun of. What the fuck is this guy going? But yeah, so it's like the consoles are going to be the new baseline. Of course, PC is going to have to, you're already seeing it with Gotham Knights 3600. If you don't have anything under the 3600, good luck. I mean, it is on PC. It is what it is. You either have it or you don't. So
I'm sorry, but some of these guys, so especially the Xbox, have so many performance saving features. They're not even tapping into. That's why it's like some of this, like these games running at 30 frames per second. It's just not.
But even
the performance saving features are typically like GPU performance saving features, like mesh shaders and variable rate shading. Those are typically GPU oriented features. But I'm saying, if the CPU, if they want to do something like demanding of like have a crazy open world where you can like everything's contextual, you can interact with everything and shit like that, that CPU gonna be struggling.
Yes,
and there's you can't really do much. There's not much you can really do. That's the brains of the console.
And there's a little bit of so the thing is like we see Unreal Engine 5, right? Guess what? Unreal Engine 5 is CPU intensive as fuck.
It's CPU intensive as fuck.
Like,
exactly.
That Matrix demo, even though they said that they didn't fully optimize it, what they could have done or whatever, but that's why that Matrix demo was limited to like an unstable 30 FPS, and they were pushing it as well too. So listen, 30 FPS. Hopefully, from a first party standpoint, like the PS first parties and the Xbox first parties, they mandate them to like, no, y'all still need a 60 FPS, at least an option, right? But 30 FPS they're still here to stay, and everybody, assumed that we were gonna get away from it entirely. At least have options for every game, right? Not that we were gonna get away from it, but at least have an option and shit like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Like if they're able to patch the shit to run at 60 or something like that later on down the line, then we know they probably just didn't want to do the extra effort to do it to get it out on time. So
or they're prioritizing.
Remember,
they're prioritizing a different. I mean, they're prioritizing a different. What do you call it? Like, it's not, like I was saying, like it could be truly next generation where they're focusing on some crazy shit. I don't know, anything that's CPU intensive. Like, I mean, there's only so much you can do, and if they want they don't want to. What do you call it? If they don't want to fuck up their vision of the game, then there's not going to be a 60 FPS mode, because they will have to make significant significant concessions. Yeah, they would have to make those significant concessions in order to reach 60 FPS. It is what it is.
Is it really that hard to hit 60 FPS? Like, what the hell, man?
I mean, that's the thing. It's all dependent on what the game devs want to do with the game, what their scope is.
Right.
It all depends on their scope. Like the next GTA, I don't know if that's gonna be 60 or not. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it depends on their scope. If Rockstar really wants to make a true next generation game, and like, you can like enter most buildings, and
they better skip that Series S.
It is what it is. It's probably gonna be 30 FPS.
They better skip that Series S.
It took them almost a decade to release a 60 FPS version of GTA 5. Like, they don't care about frame rates. They don't care.
Yeah, the GTA 5 was just a port on the PS4, and it was still 30 FPS.
Yeah, they don't care, bro.
They don't care because, like I said, unfortunately for us, right, majority of the people don't give a fuck at all. And it's not going to affect, if they come out with 30 FPS only game, if GTA 6 is 30 FPS only, that's not affecting an ounce of fucking sales at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. People are going to buy the shit out of it regardless. Some people, you're going to have people like us on Twitter complain, this is fucked up. And then people are going to be like, gee, this is why you need PC. You console peasants are stuck, to what your overlords dictate where your games run at and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's going to be like that. But majority of people are not going to give a fuck. So the developers aren't going to give a fuck that much. That's why they responded in the Discord. They didn't do no fucking official report or anything like that. Because nobody really, unfortunately, a lot of people don't give a fuck. But if you truly, truly, truly care, there are options for you to mitigate that, and where you can have the 60 FPS options.
Right?
You want to play at 60 FPS? We have an option for you. We have a you remember that? We have a console for you. It's called the 360. What was his name? Don Matrick?
Don Matrick, yeah. Matrick Don.
Like, yeah, you want to play at 60 FPS? We have the solution for you. It's called a PC.
If Don Matcher was here, the Activision Blizzard would have went through already.
Yeah. we would have bought it a lot earlier.
Oh man. But yeah, man, like honestly, that's what it is. It is what it is. I've been just like sitting back and laughing on Twitter, just watching like the console people, all these Twitter spaces, like they're ripping their hair out. And this is why I game on PC. I don't have to like what the people say doesn't dictate how I play the game. I play the game how I want to. I can buy the hardware I need to play it how I want. And that's why gaming on PC, I just love it. So it is what it is.
So so Smooth, like what's gonna do if like Assassin's Creed, what's the new one coming out? The Japanese one. It's only 30 FPS on the Series X. What you gonna do?
Well, I'd be bothered, but the thing is, though, Ubisoft don't really do much to change their engine, so chances are it's gonna be running on a Valhalla engine, and it's gonna be able to be 60 FPS.
What if this is the one where they decide, well, we're finally changing engines?
If they move to like Unreal, then it's like, okay, well, I guess it is what it is. I'm gonna have to find like some sort of Assassin's Creed knockoff game that runs at 60 FPS.
So you're not gonna play it at all?
No, I'll play it. I can definitely play it. Chances are it depends.
And that's why we're going to see those games.
Yeah, all right,
because it doesn't matter how much people bitch about it. Guess what? If you really want to play that game, you're going to play it.
I'm treating 30 FPS games like $70. Thing is, eventually when they all become, then I have no choice but to do it, man.
You buying a 4090?
I would like to have a 4090.
I want one too. It's okay. I mean, I might get one depending on how AMD shakes out, but I'm buying a GPU this holiday. That's for damn sure.
Didn't some people already
getting some? I'm leaving with some.
Didn't some people already get DLSS 3.0 already running on the 30 series cards? Shit like that.
Yeah,
it
was rumored to run on a 2070, but I want to see how it actually runs. Like they didn't specify how it actually ran or how it actually looked.
Yeah, they just
you got it working, but like, how does it look? Does it look terrible? Like, that's what I want to know. But,
damn,
yeah,
Switch save us, bro.
I don't know if we're gonna talk. Oh God,
Switch 2 is gonna save us, bro.
I don't know if we're gonna talk about this, but I got another. I think there's another 30 FPS game that's loaded in the shotgun. It's made by the Bloober team.
Oh yeah, Silent Hill. Yeah, that ain't gonna be 60 FPS,
bro. Yeah. The minimum and recommended on PC, bruh, that is a guarantee 30 FPS.
Did they already release the specs?
They got the PC specs?
Bro, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post
Silent
it.
Hill 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it. That game is guaranteed 30 FPS, bro.
Bloober, yeah, probably. It's probably gonna be 30.
The minimum isn't too bad, but it's like, I mean, it's like a Ryzen 3300X or i5 8400. All right, I guess, but graphics 5700 or a GTX 1080. I don't know about that.
Oh, the PS5.
And that's to get 30 FPS. 30. Huh? Yeah.
Oh shit!
I don't know about.
You can get for 45 on Steam or with CD keys.
Yeah, probably. Bro, that's for 30 FPS, and then for 60, you're looking at a 3600X, which again, that's a better, like in terms of gaming, it's a better CPU than what's in the consoles currently. And you're looking at an RTX 2080, which is like the top end, the best. That's like the best a PS5 or Xbox Series X can perform at. The best.
Yeah, but it depends
if
how
given
they optimize it too, because that's one of the advantages of console. Is like with PC is like there's usually your card and CPUs that are brute forcing it, but with consoles they can tailor made and get more out of it and stuff like that. But hopefully there's an option.
But listen to this. It's for AMD, the recommended GPU to get 60 FPS in 1080p is a 6800 XT. To get 60 FPS, that card is almost as strong as my card. Actually, it's stronger. That card is stronger than the card that's in my PC right now. Literally, in order to get 60 FPS at 1080p. Like what?
But anyways, I'm excited for Silent Hill 2 remake.
That means that AMD's card is definitely not optimized in the same way because a 2080 is way weaker than a 6800 XT. So that means that the consoles 3-0, bro. 3-0. Not gonna hold you. That is not an AMD favorable game. That is a 3-0 frame rate. But yeah. No.
Starfield's gonna be 30.
Probably.
Starfield, I'm telling you, just Starfield's going to be because Todd Howard.
You know what 60 FPS?
What?
Persona 5 Royale on Xbox.
Yeah, because that's a PS3 game.
It's a PS3 game. Of course it's gonna be. Oh man.
Like I said, it's going to be mainly the more AAA, like graphically intensive games and shit like that. Obviously, it's like the more like I play a lot of Japanese games, so I'm waiting for the next gen leap for these smaller Japanese games because they're still going to be like 60 FPS or whatever, but they're going to look better than like the Yakuza 8 is probably going to still be like 60 FPS, right? Because that's the Yakuzas aren't like huge budget games or some shit like that, but.
Yakuza is switching over to the UE5 actually. So I don't know. In the Dragon Engine, I mean, to be honest, Yakuza 7 was kind of struggling on the consoles. I ain't gonna hold you. The 60 FPS mode, that shit was kind of struggling when like alpha effects were on the screen, like during the big I forgot.
I don't know. I haven't played it on the PS5 yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, like at least Digital Foundry showed that shit was kind of struggling. I ain't gonna hold you. And that's just the Dragon Engine. So UE5, I don't know. Yakuza 8, that shit might be 30, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well,
it's UE5.
Yeah, we'll see because the next gen only game coming for PS5 is Forspoken, right? But that's running on the Crystal engine, which is
that shit is absolutely
the Luminous engine. But the thing is that's supposed to be the first official next gen only game that uses what was that shit called from AMD? FSR, right? Like FSR 2.0 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if the fucking FSR 2.0 can help with some of this shit, but I don't know.
So it's Forspoken 60 FPS?
Skill Up already did like a preview of that game, and he was like, "Nah, that frame rate was trash." So on PS5 players, good luck with that. Go hold you. Good luck with that. And he was like, "Yo, they were definitely showing this gameplay off on PC." Now he was like, "There's no way." They were definitely showing it off on PC because like that frame rate they were showing in them trailers versus what he played, not the same. That shit was not adding up. So yeah. 30 FPS most likely, or a shitty 60 FPS, either or.
No, they say it has a 60 FPS mode. They could that's confirmed,
and it's probably a shitty one because he was like, "Yeah, this is not stable." But we'll see. We'll see.
Like I said, once again, first 60. But if that's the only option that I have on my console, I'll still play the game and enjoy it because after a while, my eyes just get used to it. I still play on my Switch, right? So it'll be crazy for me, but like I can't play no 30 FPS on my PS5. Tears of the Kingdom is Game of the Year 2023. And that's going to be 24, 23, 30. You know what I mean? Like that's going to be some shit. Anyways, but for all those people that made the claim that they can never go back at all to any 30 FPS game that is 60 all the way and stuff like that. I want to see how much of those people now flop and now be like, well, you know what, fuck it, it is what it is, and they still end up playing the game anyways. This is why I shouldn't open your mouth and make definitive statements like that. You know what I mean? But
the definitive statements will bite you in the ass. I mean, if you don't never want to play at 30 FPS again, you might
get a PC.
Get on PC. Because by 2024, we're going to see a lot of these shits. And it's going to be the norm at that point. Because we getting the sprinkled in the 30 FPS. You seen the outrage now. 2 years from now, that shit going to be the norm, bro. They're going to be like, it's like 30 FPS. Oh, okay. And they're going to hear fucking rumors. Oh, we got a PS5 Pro coming. They're like, oh, I can finally play at 60 FPS again. It's going to happen, bro. Mark my words, bro. I'm a prophet.
Mm-hmm. And I'm be getting that PS5 Pro day one. Why not? I got the PS4 Pro. Why not?
No, fair enough. I'm doing the opposite. I might sell this fucking PS5. PC all day, baby.
All I gotta do is trade in my PS5, and that's already like that's probably gonna be like more than half of the Pro right there.
Yeah, true.
Trading. You know what I mean? And then especially if it's like if they discontinue the PS5 with the disc and they start doing this whole new model where they ship like the disc drive separate from it or some shit like that, then our PS5 with the disc, that shit's gonna be probably even worth more.
Yeah,
you know, we'll see, but yeah, I kind of figured that was like, yo, we'll probably get to a point of the generation where it's like these games get crazy because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants their graphics, and everybody. When I was telling people, it's like, yo, cross-gen and these weaker spec hardware hold shit back, and people were like, nah, because of the graphics and the resolution and stuff. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? All right, y'all keep worrying about that shit, and then the developers are gonna give you that shit. They're gonna give you the graphics that you want, but it's gonna come with a compromise. You know what I mean? It's gonna come with a compromise. It always does, but I don't know. Like I said, hopefully a lot of the key games that I want to play do have that the options. So what I mean by that is like hopefully the first parties, like PlayStation first party studios, still give that option and stuff like that. Hopefully we get that option with like Rise of the Ronin or Spider-Man 2 and shit like that. But I don't know. We'll see. But if they don't, it's really not gonna matter. People still gonna go buy Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? So that's how they get away with it. Like, yeah, they'll get the little outcry on Twitter or whatever. We have the community manager be like, well, we chose this way because we wanted to, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, majority of people don't truly care about that because majority of people don't really pay attention like that. Even though it could benefit them unknowingly, higher frame rates and stuff like that. A lot of them don't really truly pay attention like that, anyways, or really care. So.
Unfortunate, but it is.
Get a PC. Right. Save up for a PC. Fuck it.
Get a PC and only get a 60 hertz monitor because apparently you can't see past 120 or you can't see past 60.
There you go. You save money on the monitor.
There you go. Oh, people are fucking stupid. We go though.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. So. Appreciate everybody coming through episode 125 Play Xbox Podcast. Make sure you guys come back next week. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I ain't got nothing going on. Chris, you got anything going on?
Nah, man. This next week is Bayonetta on the 28th on Friday, which is also the last day for this second phase of the CMA. So hopefully we get see what the hell's gonna.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping we hear something over the next week or so from the FTC and Europeans. I'm sick of the CMAs. I just want everybody else to approve this deal and see what the CMA.
It's a bunch of woolies.
Yeah, bunch of woolies, man.
A bunch of woolly gamers on the panel. But no, other than that, man. Salty is podcast tomorrow. Then let's go Nintendo on Fridays, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
All right.
We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, then Silent Hill 2 remake finally got announced, and it is confirmed to be a timed console exclusive on PlayStation 5, which I know people are upset about that.
Yep.
And be
I'm
like,
a
you see the fucking CMAs, you see?
I'm a spam tweet that announcement to the CMA to keep spamming it, showing.
Silent Hill is in a multi-billion-dollar franchise where it's like 20 million in sales every year.
And it's gonna be made by Bluebird, so it's probably gonna suck anyway.
Well, Bloopers all right. Their best game was the medium, in my opinion.
And that game was bad, man.
was
I
not
didn't
a
like
bad
that
game.
game. That game was bad.
It is so as long as they stick true to the original, it can't be a bad game. It can't be if they fucked up a remake. They throw them in the fucking garbage, bro.
I mean, they fucked up. They
got the original
Blair Witch
working with them.
I mean,
you know,
yeah.
We'll see. My whole point is on on more of like the technical aspects of it. Are they good in terms of like how good does the medium look? I don't know. Does it look trash?
It doesn't. The medium doesn't look anything special, but it's just the dual viewports that makes the game super fucking demanding.
That kills the frames. Yeah.
And and Blair Witch ran like shit on PC too. I was playing that shit on PC. I'm like, bro, why the fuck is it running like this? Like, this shit ran fucking like trash, bro. So Bluebird, I don't think there's anything redeeming about that team, bro. So I was hoping that fucking Konami would come to their senses and just give it back to fucking Kojima, make him make it. But yeah, that Bluebird Silent Hill is probably gonna suck. I ain't gonna hold you. I may play it, but I don't know. I don't think I want to. But yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been an awesome episode. Shout out to Logan, NickBanks, Sadboy Blue, Addict, all the people that came through. Bless. Chris Righteous. Shout out to Salty. Saw you in the chat earlier today. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We see you guys next week. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.